There's something about being in the woods, making a fire, using less than modern tools and devices that makes me whole again. For me, the world, with all of its computers, cell phones, and technology, just disappears when I'm in nature. I very much do put those things down for the most part. Sure, I'll listen to music at night and maybe once in a while watch a movie. But those are small indulgences made available through the transparent use of technology. The obvious fact that I have to use technology directly to some extent to film my videos, notwithstanding. I particularly enjoy camping alone. I like being away from the people that I need to interact with and the noise that inevitably comes with that. The distractions to solitude can also be distractions from the things we're meant to do in life. Removing them, if just for a moment, is beneficial. For my sanity, at least. When I'm in the woods, I'm able to think. I'm able to breathe, and I'm able to find peace. One of my favorite things to do in the outdoors is cook. It doesn't have to be complex or gourmet, but the act of using fire without four walls surrounding me makes the experience second to none.
Oh, hot. Oh, that's good though. That's really nice. That's delicious. It's spicy. Number 2. Oh. That's a smoked bratwurst.
Of course, since we're here for many reasons, some therapeutic and some enjoyment-based, this video wouldn't be anything without some photography to light things off.
We're going to head down and try some astrophotography with the Viltrox 20mm 2.8. And a viewer that reminded me that I said I was going to make a video about this. So, let's get down there and see what we can find. It's a really clear night tonight. We're supposed to have a bunch of rain for the next few days, so tonight's the night to try it. Well, here we are. It's pretty cold, and I think it's clouding over. My intention was to come down when it was super clear earlier, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to do a juxtaposition with the mountain over here. It's Traveler Mountain with the well, I don't know what's in the sky over there right now. I didn't do any planning, so I don't know where the Milky Way is. And, yeah. Yeah, I was wrong. It's super clear out here. So, as with what we always do at 2.8, I say 3200 f2.8. And, yeah, I think we're going to do, we're going to try 15 seconds to start with. I always think that's a reasonable way to do this. So I have to say I'm using a red light, so my vision isn't affected. And there's a setting called Starlight View. And so I'm using that, which it's amazing. You can actually see the mountains, you can see the trees, so it allows you to actually compose when it's pitch black. So, alright, let me set this up, and if the shot comes out, here it is. The other key to remember is you need to focus on infinity. If you don't focus on infinity, your sky will not be sharp. You can also, if you have the starlight view like I do on this, you can go ahead and focus on the stars by zooming in and just getting a manual focus. I tend to just set it just at infinity, and that seems to work. So. Good morning. I just managed to wake up. The sunrise is about an hour and 20 minutes from now. So let's make some coffee and get down there and see what we can find. I came down to the lake today for sunrise, which was what it was, except it had a beautiful blue hour. Sky lit up bright pink, like this. But after standing here for a couple of minutes, I heard a loud rustling behind me. And a moose, big, huge cow, comes walking behind me and goes and starts feeding right here across the stream. And so I sat here and continued to photograph the sunrise and figured I couldn't really do much. And then I noticed there was a second one. And they kept eating and kept eating. And finally I hooked up the big lens. And yeah, this happened. God, I love it in Baxter. Baxter is one of those places for me now that is like Shenandoah was in the DC area. And it's truly just one of the most amazing places on earth. Just not going to hang out a little bit longer and see if we get any nice light on the mountains as the sun comes over.
Now that the morning shoot was through, it was time to get out hiking.
Oh, man, this is a nice walk. So I didn't talk much about my injury. I don't think I talked about it at all on the channel. Back in April, I tore my quadriceps tendon. This is one of those things. It's like a unicorn injury. Either you completely tear it usually, or you just don't. And I did a full thickness 1/3 tear of my patella connection on my quadriceps tendon. This is a pretty serious thing to come back from. So I was in 6 months of intensive physical therapy, and I was only let free from the physical therapy a couple of weeks ago. And so I thought, what better way to celebrate than to go do some hiking in the mountains and check out some leaves. So I'm not one to usually complain, but man, it knocked me on my ass. I couldn't use my leg for the first couple months. It was barely doable to just walk around. It's amazing I came back. Now, there could one day still be a chance I have to have the surgery, but I don't need it now, and my leg is working at 95% efficacy. So I'm pretty happy about that. Anyhow, I'm gonna keep walking, trying to get to that ridge. Well, here I am at the top of the saddle, heading towards Barrel Ridge, and that knee injury took me out a little bit, but I'm doing 50 times better than the last small mountain I hiked, and no soreness today. Feels pretty good. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but this will probably be about an 8-mile hike over 3 mountains, short mountains. They're not big ones, so maybe hills. My vertical gain's only like 1,000 feet. Barrel Ridge will be a little more than that because I have to go up a fairly steep ascent. And let me get going. I only have so much daylight left, so I'm trying to get this all done with time to go up Barrel Ridge. If I have to skip Barrel Ridge, I'll be really bummed. Well, I finally made it up here. Beautiful place though, holy Moses. Just the view. Wow, look at this view behind me here. Look at that. That's beautiful. I gotta put a sweater on, I'm gonna eat some food, make a couple of photographs, and then I gotta head back. Gotta beat the darkness. You don't want to get caught out on these trails in the dark. So I brought hot food in my little container. This is a mono one, but I have a Stanley one too. They're very cool because I heat up a boiling bag dish like the Trader Joe's Madras lentils, and I can bring them to the top of the mountain and have a nice warm meal. When I injured myself back in April, it opened my eyes a little bit. It reminded me that I love this, and that I can't neglect getting out and doing this. This is everything. So you see in the sign behind me, we're up on Barrel Ridge, and it's at 2,085 feet. And I'm pretty sure the last 1,500 feet were the last quarter mile. So I'm gonna have fun getting down that. A new test of my knee. The light's not the greatest today, but I've set up a composition that just basically shows the Traveler, North Traveler, and whatever that mountain is there. And then all the mountains in the distance. Of course, we can't see Katahdin or any of the mountains in that direction behind me that way. So Good morning. Today I came out before first light. I'm doing the same old boring shot that I really like. I'll look for more interesting stuff today, but for the most part, sunrise is right here at the lake.
Briefly, I want to mention the importance of and the validity of revisiting a location or a composition over and over. It seems sometimes that once you've worked a scene and made some photos, that there isn't any reason to come back. It is valid to take a break, but I argue just the opposite. The more you revisit an area, the more you'll see, and the more you'll understand what makes that area important. Repetition will help you find nuance, detail, the honesty as you perceived it at the time. It's been a fantastic first couple of days. It's just so much to do and see. Already shot 2 great sunrises. Hiked a mini hill, mountain, mini 2,000 foot hill. I think I'm going to spend the day doing a little fly fishing and then hang out with my big long lens and see if I can catch any wildlife. Because wasn't that the cutest thing in the world? What I showed you a little while ago? Oh my God. It looked almost like a mink, but I don't think we have mink here. So, anyway, I think I'm going to go have some breakfast and I'll touch base with you later on. Fly fishing and wildlife filming wore me out. An off evening to enjoy myself by the fire was in order, followed by some much needed rest.
Good morning. I came down to my usual spot for a morning shot of the North Traveler. I forget the name of that one. Black Cat, and I guess this one I'm pointing to over here is South Branch Mountain. So the 4 mountains here in a row. And today I got a really nice panoramic of it. I'm shooting pretty basic here. Lake, mountains, beautiful light. And it's super simple. I think sometimes there's a place for simplicity, like in the extreme. And something that's breathtaking like this, I don't think I need to do a whole lot. There's a motorboat in the scene. Take it or leave it. I think it's fine. It shows the hand of man is here. I can make a crop of the photo without it too, but we'll see. So the first pano, here it is. It's a pretty awesome morning of shooting. Not traditionally great light, but beautiful. And actually the light was great. It just wasn't super colorful or anything like that. The clouds looked great. The trees, they still have a little bit of color going on with them. So it was really nice.
Though I said repetition was king, I was growing tired of the same old, and needed a change of pace. Even if we had had a very dry summer and fall, we had had a bit of rain, and I knew I wanted to head over to Howbrook Falls to see what I could find.
It's a dizzying day. I would give a lot to get away. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like
What a lovely place, huh? I'm up at the Howbrook Falls, but Howbrook, H-O-W-E, Howbrook. And this is the very end of the falls. We're going to keep making our way up a little ways. There's all kinds of beautiful pools like this, falls coming down, and some neat chutes further up. So I've been told this is totally worth seeing. So it wasn't too long a hike to get here. And when I tried to come here a couple of years ago, for those of you familiar with the channel, everything was flooded and I couldn't get this far up because the Howbrook had totally flooded out the delta down there. Today I'm here. Haven't had a lot of rain this summer, so we did have some rain yesterday, so you see we have some water running, so good place to be. Let's head up the falls and see if we can find some photos to make. All right, so I was walking up the hill, just checking out these amazing flumes or chutes or whatever they're called, and I saw these two pools here, both dumping off, and I wanted to see if I could pull a decent composition out of it. So I have the pools being the prominent triangle in the image, and then that lighter part in the background, no sky, lighter part in the background pushed back, and developing should make this a really solid shot. As always, I'm trying things that I don't always try because I want to see what kind of results I'm going to get. Don't be afraid to try new things. So I'm shooting it at 1/13 of a second, f8 64 ISO, and I think I'm at something like 21 millimeters. Here's the shot. I thought this was really just freaking interesting, and that looks like two things: a reclining nude woman and a Tyrannosaurus Rex head. I'll let you look at the photo and see if you can figure that out. But Yeah. I'm doing 1 second exposure. I'm using a neutral grad 2-stop to bring down this background up high. I'm using a polarizer to clear out the water so we can see the rocks at the bottom. And yeah, 1 second, f13, 64 ISO, and I'm at 24 millimeters exactly. So here's the shot. All right, I'm not sure how much you can see here. Back here is a waterfall, and down here in the bottom is a pool, and it's filled with aspen leaves, what we call quaking aspens. It's not like the same ones in Colorado. They have similar leaves, though. This quaking aspen. Some people call them popples in New England too. But anyway, that is beautiful. So when the wind blows, they literally just bob back and forth like this. So the entire tree, when the wind blows in the fall, is this beautifully bright yellow that bobs back and forth like this. It's wonderful. Anyhow, so what I've done is I've gotten the aspen leaves down in the pool. There it is, down here in the pool, and then the falls come down, and I used a 5 second or 4 second exposure, 4 second exposure at f11 to get them moving some in the water, so they become little streaks of yellow. And of course the waterfall is blurred out, but you can see all the aspen leaves and the pine needles clearly on the rocks over here. So it's a nice layered composition, cross, which is something I like stacked layered compositions. And yeah, so it came out right. It came out as I intended. If that's something I want to show you, here's that shot. So of course, this was the first juxtaposition I came upon when I got here. I really love these roots here. These roots here. And there's a little fall with a little pool in front of it, with some little falls that come down the back. This feels like something straight out of a storybook novel.
Walking to the falls and making some photos was a wonderful way to end my last full day in Baxter. I headed back to camp and tucked in with a beer to thoroughly enjoy my last evening in the park. Even so, I'd have to go have one last look at the lake in the morning, and then I'd be on my way. The day I left, there was a wistful nature to the light and the environment. almost as if the park knew I was leaving and had already moved on. I made the decision to take the tote road through the park to take a look at the last sights and sounds in Baxter for the year. This being a 2-hour trip or so, I was able to just travel with my thoughts while stopping on occasion to see the places I love so much in this majestic place they call Baxter.
We're socked in with clouds today, so I won't be seeing Katahdin. Katahdin's right back there. Listen, I really want to thank you for coming with me on this adventure. And remember, get out and have adventures near you. There's plenty of places near where everyone lives. No need to fly to Iceland or Scotland or wherever else. I mean, those are wonderful places, don't get me wrong, but get out, adventure near yourself. There's nothing wrong with adventuring at all. You can even just do day adventures. It doesn't even have to be 4 days, 5 days, 3 days, 2 days. You can just go out for a day and adventure. Anyway, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you guys. And listen, we have to please the algorithm, so please hit that thumbs up. The algorithm requires it for my videos to actually go anywhere. And also, I've noticed a lot of you are not subscribed that watch my videos. So if you would be so kind as to subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't do anything to you, but it helps me massively. So hit that subscribe button and let other people know about me. Thank you so much for sitting through this. If you got this far, put cherry in the end in the text, and I'd love to hear comments in the comments section down below. Comments also gets me listed, so the algorithm really likes it when people chat and talk on videos. So let's do a bunch of that. All right, guys. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.